30th of April, 1993. The Gospel of Luke, the Beautitudes, by Eleazar Harash, translated by Ruah Ezekiel, narrated by Daniel King. Do not give the divine teaching to people who are not prepared for this. Blessed, from Greek, means filled with God. The occult science says that a very pure character is required so that you may, with its light, penetrate into the intimate life of Christ and his intimate conversations with his disciples. Christ and the Master give new methods, new clairvoyance, and the signs of this clairvoyance. They are three. If they are absent, then true comprehension is also absent. The ancient clairvoyants and initiates did not have such clairvoyance. The ancient ones saw the supreme beings in the cosmos. Now there is something concealed and something apparent. The disciples see God within the person. A big vigilance is required because Christ will come from the etheric kingdom in a distinct way, as lightning in the clouds, in the occult language. The occult disciple, through formulas and spiritual diaries, unfolds into the light of Christ. It is known that John the Baptist allowed doubt towards Christ. When he sent disciples to ask, "Are you the one who is to come? Or should we expect someone else?" Both before and after the baptism, he declares publicly. But later he asks himself the question, "Am I not Elijah?" All of this means that the battle with the dark forces requires a lot of willpower and vigilance. This battle ends with resurrection. The 9 Beautitudes resurrect the human being. They are methods and ways to develop the divine powers. The pure heart is an organ for seeing the etheric Christ. The pure heart is a manifestation of the etheric world into the physical world, i.e., within the heart the secret of the etheric world is concealed. This is why the Master also speaks of a heart as pure as crystal, because this is the essence of the etheric world. And this etheric world of the pure heart is an absolute conductor of the spirit. In this primordial etheric world of the heart, the Black Brotherhood is powerless. This is why only the ones who are pure by heart know God. According to the occult science, in the human body, both etheric and astral, there are many receptive centers found, called lotus flowers or chakras. One of the mightiest ones is the heart chakra. A person has not only a physical but an etheric heart as well. Before the fall, within the person, predominant was the etheric inner heart. After the fall, the physical external heart already prevails. Thus, the physical heart silences the true heart and makes the person cold. In this way, the finer heart has descended and has become flesh. And for some people, it is said they have a heart of stone. Through this heart, Satan and the Black Brotherhood are known. These are 2 different methods for knowledge. The pure heart becomes etheric, i.e. seeing. The physical heart is a dungeon, a jail for the etheric heart. To have an earthly or human heart means to be heartless. The divine heart is the flower, the lotus. Within the divine heart, there is a particular etheric warmth. When the person is liberated from the impure heart, they are freed from the dungeon. The pure heart is a primordial chakra, a primordial organ for receiving Christ. The pure heart becomes an eye for seeing Christ. This is why it is said that the ones pure by heart will see God. Purity removes blindness. Faith is an ability of the heart when the faith is true. Here Christ pours his love. In this way, the person is prepared for the occult wisdom which will come after. The flower heart is the center of the inner sight. The pure heart grasps the truth, but in a concealed form, as the blossom is concealed in the bud. Only through purity will faith turn into true seeing. Then from the bud a blossom will unfurl, a blossom of light. The lotus will shine, and this is the light of Christ. So when it is said that the pure ones will see God, this is literal and not abstract. In this way, the person will see Christ within themselves. The lotus, or the flower of the heart, can be developed through occult contemplation of the sea, because the land is an idea of the physical world, and the sea is an idea of the etheric world. Water corresponds to the etheric body, and clouds correspond to the air area. Fire corresponds to the inner powers of the spirit. The water element of the heart is perturbed by many desires. In this way, the excitements of the astral world are attracted, and gradually you enter into worries. When the astral element is purified, the etheric body is calm as the quiet sea. This is the most precise way for opening the chakra flowers. The occult science says that both the Gospels and the Bible can only be understood through the open chakras, and only then does the soul find the true support, which is the spirit. The mind cannot be a support. Only from the spirit does the power which purifies the soul pour out. Regarding purification, everyone has within themselves the two Marys. The first one, Mary Magdalene, is the inferior soul which is connected to the astral. The second one, the Virgin Mary, is the supreme soul. What has not been purified, what is sinful, will suffer until it turns into love. To chase away a delusion from the soul of one person, this means to chase away an inferior spirit. This is not always easy. Temptation, this is every anxious striving of the soul, regardless if it is towards good or evil. When Christ says, Mary has chosen the good portion, and Martha, the external portion, this is a symbol. Mary is totally devoted to Christ, i.e., to God within herself. Why does Christ give prayer to his disciples? Because prayer, this is a method. Through prayer, the soul learns to become absorbed into itself. This is very important, because with absorption into the self, everything external fades out and dies. Concentration is a way along which the inner unity is acquired. Then the multitude fades away, and only the one remains in the quiet. Purification happens through faith in the divine within the self. This way, in time, concentration becomes a seeing power. To concentrate within yourself, this means to reinforce yourself within the Spirit. Apostle Paul says, forgiving enemies happens through faith and not through actions, because through faith the person concentrates within themselves, reinforces themselves into the divine, and develops. This does not mean that good deeds do not help. Good deeds are another way of purifying the soul, but slower. The Word of God, as a seed, is something real. It is sown into the soul of the person, and there, according to the degree of development of the human soul, it will grow and give fruit. People listen to the Word differently, and they grow it differently. When the seed falls on the path, this means that the person has not yet entered the internal development. They have not yet embarked upon the way, which leads upwards. An occult symbol, the person must first become a woman, i.e., to gain softness internally, in order to prepare within themselves space for the seed of the Word. The seed cannot grow upon a rock. It needs soft soil. Where the Word cannot be sown, people will be captured by temptations, by the tempter. Temptation is nothing other than the longing fallen into delusion. In a soul where anxiety and worries are found, the seed cannot grow, because in anxiety the spirit cannot put down deep roots. The occult disciple may have tension, but anxiety, nervousness, or a fall, no. Mary, the Mother of Christ, is the proto-image of the soul who has become receptive, because it has gained peace within itself. The soul who has gained peace within itself, this is the good soil. The fruit of this soul, this is the seeing of the heart, of the etheric heart, which turns into an organ of faith, and after that into an organ of seeing. In the calm soul, the seed blooms into an unfurled blossom, and from the restless, hardened hearts, Satan takes away the seed of the Word. A measure for when the Word in the person is truth, only when it has encompassed the willpower of the person.